to be work related.
Yeah, yeah. No, no. It could be at school. It could have been any time in your life. And let me just warn you, I'm going into the audience. I'm going to ask a few of you, so be ready. And let me just say the other point is, when you're done with that, why? Why were you inspired? So go back to Lieutenant Dansfield. He was inspired when he was saving lives in Afghanistan because he believed he was saving lives. The why was that he was contributing to their welfare. And so that's the why. So not only do you have to understand the emotion, you have to understand why. What caused the emotion? So why is also a key ingredient to emotional awareness. So why were you inspired? But just make it 2 or 3 sentences, that's it. Don't write a book.
I'll tell you, when Greg put me through this, the why changed sort of the picture that I had previously. So I'll let you know, when you get to the why part, it kind of wakes you up to realize.
Yeah, the why's the cornerstone.
Yeah, I mean, it's what really did inspire.
You think of the emotions like a boat, and the why's the rudder. The rudder guides the boat. You have to know why to guide yourself. All right, we'll start with pride.
Yeah, of course.
I already prompted him. We're going to start with him. All right, tell us a time you were inspired and why.
So there's an image here, and for those of you who are in the 2126 building, you'll appreciate this. For 20 years, I lived in an office that was nicknamed Inside a Bale of Hay. It was 8 by 10. It was dark, and it was just sort of stuck off in a corner. And when I finally got out of that office, Chris Morris, when I hired Chris, he wound up in that office. He never liked it. Just for 20 years, I never liked it. And the picture that I have that's one of my most inspirational moments was, and Dale, you'll appreciate this, Chris Morris sitting at a phone for 2 hours trying to get the nerve. And I wish he were in here. He isn't busy, because he'll remember this. Trying to get the nerve to call a customer to tell him that he was going to have to charge him a fee. And me walking by about every 10 minutes encouraging and coaching and encouraging and coaching, and finally asking, do you want me to do it? No, I'm going to get this. And he was scared to death. And he really didn't want to make this phone call. And it was, you know Chris. I mean, that picture sticks in my head, because ultimately he did make that phone call. And then came in my office and admitted that for the 2 years we'd had a relationship while he worked for Unum, he never listened to a word I said to a customer, and said, I need you to teach me what this is about, because I don't understand it. And that's when he began his process of learning how to be a true businessman. And so what the why is look at him today. And I'll tell you, that still inspires me, because he finally for me, he came to me and said, I need you to teach me what you do, because I really don't understand it. And that's what inspires me. I love to teach.
Great. So does anybody else want to share before I pick on? Go ahead. Wait, first, are you buying my book?
I'm in the library first.
All right, nice going.
My son was at football games that I gave the tickets. My husband was there, and he was talking to the guy in front of him. The guy asked my boy, how old are you, what do you do at school? And he always replied with a, yes sir, no sir, whatever sir. The guy told Diego, he says, you know, with those manners that sounded really good, you're going to get fired. So when my husband told me the story, I thought, well, I'm creating a good man, I think what the world is missing the most is respect and kindness. Mm-hmm.
So the why was that you're having a big impact on your child. Right, of course, yeah, that's great.
I was hoping the guy would tell pride, you know. Who was the kid?
Right. All right, any more? One more? Because we're going to do some other things, so if you don't share now, you're going to share later. Go ahead.
So, before I came out to the US, I'm not from here.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
Me too.
It's strange for foreigners.
You're from Australia, right?
Yeah. I was in recruitment, and college was never a big thing for me. I got a degree, but it's not worth the paper it's written on, and a lot of the teachers said you're not going to accomplish anything. So one of the first jobs I had after college was in recruitment, and I was recruiting for the investment banks. And I had a guy came in, and he was doing his in England it's called the ACA, it's the Chartered Accounting exams, and you really get one chance to pass it, and if you don't pass it, you fail, and your career is over. And this guy had been working 80, 90 hours a week, not only doing his full-time job, but also trying to study and get these exams. And he came in and said, I just need a job. And he was barely passing school in his teeth. And we worked for a long, long time. We went for interview after interview. We really sort of tried to mold him. And he ended up getting this fantastic job at Credit Suisse First Boston. And the amount of work that he was putting in to just get his goals to where he wanted to be, that was his dream job, was inspiring that he was able to put that much attention in there. And ultimately, why he was doing it was he wanted his quality of life. He was 25 at the time, and he just wanted to get his life on track where he could have quality of life and family life,
Right.
and also be financially secure.
And the why for you is that you got this guy
Yeah.
on track to amazing life, right? You made a positive change,
Yeah.
right? And let me just say, because of time, we're not going to do this way, but when I coach people, I usually ask the time they are inspired, why? A time they're burnt out, why? And between those two, it really is enlightening to figure out what is really impactful for you, and what's inspiring you, and what's burning you out. And so, knowing those basic factors, you can move on to the next step. And the next step is what I call notes. Notes are basically primers. Primers are words, actions, images, songs. They're powerful stimuli which push our emotions in one direction or push our emotions in another direction. And a song can make you really happy, or it can make you sad. It can get you up on your feet and start to dance. I think you can relate to this. Last week, I flew to Hartford. I was getting a rental car. I don't know what took so long. It took 45 minutes. I was tired. I just wanted to go to the hotel and have dinner. And so I'm driving to the hotel, and I'm in traffic, and I'm starting to get upset. And all of a sudden, that song comes on the radio, and it's Move Like Jagger by Maroon 5. I love that song. I don't know, I just love that song. I think of Mick Jagger because, you know, I like the Stones and all that, just like Pride. And all of a sudden, I start doing the thumb bop, I start doing the finger roll, and I start doing the chicken. You know the chicken. And I look, because I'm stopped at a light, and I don't realize I'm still doing it. And then I turn, and I look, and it's a cop. And he's looking at me with that strange look. But I knew exactly what he was thinking. He's thinking, that guy's a great dancer. You get it. But primers push our emotions in different directions. And so to explain how they work, we're going to do some fun little exercises. And the first one is the power of words. So we're going to break you right down your group A and your group B. Okay? So group B, turn away from the screen. I'm going to show you a word. I'm going to show group A a word, and then you're going to look at the screen. So group A, this is your word. Okay? Now group A, turn away from the screen. Group B, this is your word. Look at the screen, group B. Okay, group B, look at the screen. Group B, look at the screen. Okay, there you go. Okay, now everybody look at the screen. Okay, what are you guys thinking? Okay, you had chicken. What are you guys thinking?
Soap.
Who thought chicken soup over here? Okay, you need to see me afterwards. Okay, there's something, I'm not sure, maybe it had to do with your mother. I don't know. There's something wrong. So chicken typically pushes people to believe soap, and you had wash, and you thought, I'm sorry, chicken soup, you totally messed me up. Wash would be soap, right? Words push our emotions in a certain direction. Words are the language, basically, of emotions. Think about this. You're talking about a client, and you say, this client complains a lot. But what if you said, oh, this client makes a lot of suggestions? Could be the same thing, right? These emotions are dictated by the words we use. Or if you say, this client's really confident, what if you said, this client's arrogant, right? Could be the same thing. Our words greatly impact our emotions. Okay, let's do another one. Power of actions. Group A, you have to smile. Fake a smile, because I know it's fake. Okay, and Group B, you have to scowl. So get this little scowl, this crinkle right here. Okay, this is an actual experiment. We showed you this cartoon, the real reason dinosaurs became extinct, because they were smokers. That's right. Gary Larson, famous cartoonist. The people that were smiling, their laugh-o-meter was much higher than the people that were scowling.
Never heard a laugh on this side of the room. Everybody over there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's true. And so our emotions are greatly dictated by our actions. Okay, I forgot to tell you, but everyone has to stand up because this is an active presentation. Okay? So this is what I want you to do. Just take some quick breaths like this. Quick breaths. Don't you feel out of sort doing that? Well, you know, stop. Okay. You know, don't pass out. You know, when we're in the fight or flight response, we breathe quickly. It's the way our physiology works. And that gets us out of sort. It makes us even feel more fearful. But now do this. Take some nice deep breaths. Do 3. Don't you feel calmer? Instantaneously feel calmer when you take nice deep breaths, because now you feel you're safe, you're secure, and you feel peaceful. Breathing, a simple action as breathing, affects our emotions. And if I showed you the doggy Zen position, this dog, it took him months to find this position, and he's very relaxed. But if I put you in the doggy Zen position, you'd be very relaxed. Okay, everybody sit down. All right, thank you very much. So our actions greatly influence our emotions. In fact, they're doing new research where if you sit up confidently, you're talking to a colleague or a client, and you're sitting up confidently, you actually release hormones that make you even feel more confident. So there's this mind-body connection between your actions and your emotions. And so let's move on and talk about the power of images. Okay, so Group A, we showed you a picture of older adults. Group B, we showed you a picture of younger adults. But here's the true experiment, which we're not going to do. I just want to explain it to you. I had you guys walk down the hall. The group that saw older adults, they actually walked slower than the group that saw younger adults. It's true. It's because primers work below our conscious level. They work in our subconscious. Why do you think advertisers spend millions and millions of dollars to make us buy things we don't want, right? I bought a ShamWow last month. I don't even know what it does. Does anybody have a ShamWow?
Yeah.
What does it do?
It dries things.
Okay, it's good? Okay, I have no idea, but I bought it. So what I'm asking today is take control of your primers. Be the master of your primers, because once you do, you will master the emotion of purpose. You will fill your life full of purpose. And so that relates to the next step. And the next step is this. Today, we're just going to make you find your own buzzwords, okay? But this is why I wanted you to write it down. This is what I do in the coaching technique. Look at the paragraph and look at the why. Circle a few words that just kind of jump out on the page from you. So circle a few words that just jump out on the page. So special words, not only of the description of the emotion, but why. So circle that. And if you, when you wrote the emotion, and if you really emoted, which is expressing emotions, you would have had some key words in there that really jump out on the page. And so, be aware, I'm going to come around and ask some of your buzzwords, so be ready. So you could have a word or a couple words, okay? So it doesn't have to be just one word, but it needs to be, like with Lieutenant Dansfield, saving lives, it could be 1, 2, 3 words. So let me start with pride, because we've already done this. What's your buzzwords?
Teaching to give.
Teaching to give. Why is that your buzzword?
Makes me feel good.
Because you like to teach. And you like to learn, so it goes back and forth, right?
It does.
Okay, good. All right, buzzwords.
Provide and family.
Why does that make you feel good?
Just what I do.
Right. So that's the meaningfulness, okay? Buzzwords.
Mine are overcome and admire.
Overcome? What's that about?
Well, my inspiring story is about it.
Okay.
Overcoming and
Right.
admiring.
Okay, good. Okay. Buzzwords.
I guess wasn't heard regarding my dog.
You know, I'm putting you on the spot, I'm sorry. You know, the thing is this is hard. This is just the framework. You know, you need to go home and really think about the buzzwords, because if you have the right words at the right time, they're hugely impactful. And if we're just making you think right now what would be some buzzwords, and if you don't have them, don't feel bad. But at least if you're working to that point, it's going to be much more effective. Okay, buzzwords.
Opening new world.
Opening new world. That's very interesting.
Long story there.
Keep it short.
Okay, back. You really want me to get into it?